Issue 3, back to JP Morgan again. JP Morgan sounds urgent alarm on Bitcoin price momentum after $300 billion Bitcoin and crypto sell offs. My question to you, Dan, Eve, do the banks have strong hands? Have we inherited some wonderful new partners, or are they going to run for the hills?
Well, I can't remember the exact status of JP Morgan in terms of whether they're offering it to clients. I know that when Jamie Dimon was fudding in like 2017, 2018, there was like the day after that he like did a FUD article or FUD campaign, like JP Morgan Sweden bought 9,000 XBT contracts or something crazy. But yeah, I don't know what their position is, but it seems a bit like Captain Hindsight for me. And they do seem to be very up down at they're up down over there in terms of saying it's good, saying it's bad, it's pure heaven, it's the devil, etc. Well, not quite pure heaven, but they do seem to be up and down. I think that yeah, I don't know. I think obviously whenever Bitcoin moves massively, in terms of 10 10 to 15% ish, it starts to shake people a bit because we all know that Bitcoin can drop like 80%, in a matter of weeks or whatever. So, or maybe a bit more than that. Yeah. So it probably scares people a bit. I just think that there's too much liquidity in it, and the fact is that whenever it drops, it just makes you think even more. Well, I'm going to buy the dip, and there's such a big meme out of buying the dip. That yeah, I don't know. I think it's not going to go. I don't think it's going to go much lower. Hopefully we don't see this like crazy 80% retrace. But they've got to kind of warn people just in case their sort of richer clients have been dabbling in it, whether via the bank if they're offering it or not. Just to kind of be the voice of sensible, sensible and reason. Like be careful, blah blah blah. But no need to sound the alarm. Just hodl.
Josh Shigala are the investors with the pitchforks lining up outside of Elon Musk's door. Are they worried suddenly about the investment in Bitcoin that they've made?
Yeah, this is this is a thing when you get large companies having this on their balance sheets. You've got a lot of these CEOs. They spend a long time to get to that position, and so it's quite a scary move to put that onto the balance sheet. When it's going down and down and down, that's when you should be putting this stuff on your balance sheet. But that's when everyone's, CNBC's taking it off their television. That's when everyone's saying, oh, it's over, it's dead, the blocks are full and blah, blah, blah. And it's just constant fight about how the technology didn't work. It's a failed project. Someone rage quit and or whatever. It's really, really, really scary. But then the other side is when it's going up, it's really easy to be a good investor when it's going up in Bitcoin. It's like, oh, look how clever that CEO is. He bought Bitcoin or she bought Bitcoin. And there's really, it's scary because when you buy the real top and then it drops, that's when we'll see how diamond handsy Elon Musk's hands are. Yeah, well, let's see. The thing is, this market, I know, Ben, you said earlier that there's a lot of liquidity, but I don't think there is. Like, I find it very, very suspicious that we were watching this market getting weaker and weaker up towards the Coinbase IPO. Yet every dip, it turned back around and tried to push further. And then on the day after Coinbase's IPO, the thing finally goes, oh, yeah. And then heads down for the next like 10 days or whatever it is. Like, it's just been going down and down and down and down. I really, I have no proof of this, and this is not true. This is just my hunch. And I do somehow feel that maybe there was a little bit of market manipulation leading up to Coinbase's IPO. Just saying, probably not, but maybe.
Buy the rumors, sell the news. Ben Ark, your thoughts on Bitcoin price?
No, I don't think it's that liquid. I think you've got a thin top layer of people buying and selling Bitcoin, and the majority of it is either lost coins or hodler bedrock, people who just have their bits on a hardware wallet, and they're going to have them there for 5 years. So no, I don't think there's too much liquidity in the top. But all these investment firms, like capital has to grow, or else, hey, someone paid me some sats, nice, and they triggered a little animation.
Yeah, I can't scan the QR code though. I don't know, it's not big enough. But other people are.
No, capital has to grow, and just like the humans, we get interested in Bitcoin, maybe just because we're interested in the idea of digitally native money, something simple, some simple concept. Oh, look, I'm getting to scan loads, that's cool. Now, if you use LNT Export or Zeus or an LNbits wallet, in fact, because it's using LNURL Pay, you can actually attach a comment, and you'll have a comment come up here, and you can say anything because it's not censored. So, oh look, it's Martin, stretched Martin. So no, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, all these investment firms, they need to have somewhere to put their capital, to grow their capital. And yes, they can just buy Bitcoin, they can buy the underlying asset, but there's all these Bitcoin companies, there's this Bitcoin infrastructure and industry, which is now going to have a lot of investment pouring into it, because there's all these people who are now interested in Bitcoin, and they want to invest in Bitcoin and that helps grow their measly 5% or something if they invest in a few Bitcoin companies here and there. So and that strengthens the whole project as a whole, the whole Bitcoin project as a whole. So as an excuse to help grow their capital, I'm sure there'll be some investment in Bitcoin companies, and that will in turn grow the price of Bitcoin, just as that seems to be what's happened in the past.
Stefan Kinsella are new friends with all the diamonds. Do they also have diamond hands?
I do think there's a bit of a fair weather friend syndrome here. I think that, Saylor's shareholders, I'm not sure how he persuaded them, the corporation, to do that. I'm glad MicroStrategy bought in 2020 so that it looks good now, because it's still a good advertisement for Bitcoin. But yeah, I do think that, even if they're up 4 billion and he were to go down to 1 billion, the shareholders wouldn't see that, oh, he's made us $1 billion. They'd say he lost 3. But I don't think that the banks are going to stop offering the service if the price falls, and I don't think most of the 30 million or so initial people that invested are going to back out. I think they're probably pretty strong hodlers. Maybe not diamond, but maybe tungsten.
It's a matter of metals now. It's
the most scale of hardness.